Welcome, adventurers. It's Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's the last time I'm going to say this until later in the year.
Oh, no. Is that changing this Sunday?
Yes, it's going to change this Sunday, and I'm going to whine and cry about it. And I'm already underslept. Bill was just yawning as the entry music came on. So, anyways, it's 5 p.m. on the West Coast, and we are live, I guess.
That's right.
Hope we stay on because I just had the spiral of death on my computer here because of what was going on. But all right, welcome, adventurers. I'm your guide, Sean McZoo, and this is the Reptile Chat reporter, as usual. Bill Strand, the headmaster of the Community Academy, is my co-host. Welcome back, Bill. You took the week off. Did you enjoy yourself?
Just call me Toothless.
Toothless. All right, that's good. That was
it's in back, so I'm missing a tooth in back. So
that was a cool dinosaur, though. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Tonight we're discussing, I guess, reptiles and reptile shows, and we're going to whine about daylight savings time a bunch. At least I'm going to. But let's see who's here. I'm not going to say who's here. I got to put the video on. That's it for the video. Okay, let's see here. Where are we at? Oh, we got to go to the chat. Nate's here. Let's talk. I'm going to ask you, Bill, to name these people off as I go through it. I'm just going to tell you that Two Turtle Tom was really good at naming off everybody. And so,
all right. Well, apparently I've got big shoes to fill.
Live up to his thing. You know,
all right. Next is Mikey Ben.
Mikey Ben. All right. I'd have to look under him for Mikey Ben.
Asking Bill, did you put the tooth under the pillow? I did not think of that. I actually lost the tooth.
Holy mackerel. No tooth under the pillow. The tooth fairy didn't come. All right.
No.
All right. Who's here?
Two Turtle Tom.
Two Turtle Tom. And his daughter Paige. Because I don't think I have a picture of him by himself except for him and a turtle or him and his daughter Paige. And, you know. That's a choice. All right. Who else?
And then comes Stephanie Payne from Utah. Stephanie
Payne from Utah.
Non-Kiki Stephanie.
Person. All right. Anybody else?
Well, you got Klingon Warbird, but I don't think you have that photo.
I don't have Klingon Warbird. What should we put up for Klingon Warbird? I don't know. That's like...
Get one of that's
sunset.
It. That's nice. I like that one.
Or an axolotl.
Whichever. We don't know much about Klingon Warbird unless that's a screen name for somebody we actually do know.
Yeah, I know.
There's a mystery here.
Anybody else? Klingon Warbird, who are you?
That is me.
Which one? The axolotl or the sunset?
Yeah. And by the way, the tooth, let me tell my tooth story.
Tell your tooth story, Bill.
It was, so I had a tooth that had a root canal so long ago. Anyway, a little pink guy. So it's the axolotl. So I was flossing my teeth, and apparently whatever was holding things on weakened, and I flossed my tooth, and I literally popped my tooth out of my mouth, and it flew across the bedroom. So I had to get an extraction, and it was not fun.
You already extracted it. Did they charge you for that again?
Well, apparently there was parts left. And
oh man, you got ripped off, Bill.
Well, they showed me an x-ray that showed that it was like the roots were way up into my sinuses and stuff, so they had to put in artificial bone and stuff like that.
Good golly, Bill, man, you should have asked me about it. Right.
I'm sorry, my online doctor says you suck.
All right, Bill, any announcements? I didn't put that on the what?
The announcement today is that Sean is not feeling well. He is under the weather, and so I'm probably going to start at around 5:30, start hemming and hawing and pressuring him to
That's
shut
good.
down. I'm just letting everybody know that it's not something that you said. It is because I have an internal clock.
Internal clock.
An internal
Cool.
clock.
Can you get that removed, or is that just something that's there?
That's actually that insurance
That's
doesn't
just
count.
ticking like your
That.
biological clock. Tick, tick, tick.
So
I'm a little tired. I'm liable to say anything.
he's sleep drunk.
Ah, yes. And yesterday was Fat Tuesday for those of us who celebrate that type of thing. And
What,
so
Tuesday?
the day before Ash Wednesday. So today's Ash Wednesday for those of us who are
Fat Tuesday?
Fat Tuesday, or they have Mardi Gras down in New Orleans on Fat Tuesday, the day before Lent.
You earn any beads?
I did not go there. I was sick.
Well, that may be how you got sick. I don't know.
Good gosh, I've been sick for a week. I was sick
I
the
don't
day
know how
after
long
our
you've
last
been in.
show. You left me alone with these two crazy people, and I had to deal with them, and then I got sick the next day.
I don't know how
I
long you've
blame
been
you for
in
tossing your
New
tooth out of
Orleans
your
celebrating
mouth.
Mardi Gras.
And then someone ripping you off, telling you they had to destroy your whole mouth and take things out that belong there anyways. And
I want to know more about you earning beads in the Mardi Gras party.
Okay.
That's a good story. Let's hear it.
I've never been to it, but I have a bunch of friends who go every year, but they don't earn beads. They get blackout drunk. They're not really like they're acquaintances that are down there.
Wait, whoa.
What?
Okay, this is serious. Stephanie Payne, I'm going to try to give up buying lizards for Lent. Somebody, that's a cry for help. Somebody go stop her.
Wait a minute.
Look at that. What the heck? All right.
Well, no, you're supposed to do something positive. That's the old way of doing things.
That's like making the world
It's like, I'm not going to buy any more lizards. I'm not going to buy any less.
Okay. Let's
help her modify this. I'm not going to drink any less. There you go. That's the opposite of that.
Yeah, just hang tight.
I vote we send McZoo to bed. Happy Ash Wednesday, Sean. Wait a minute. I put that up.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll let him give the token appearance, and at 5:30 we'll start pressuring him. Peer pressure.
James and you care. That was fine. That's my goal, to have people on who carry the show. That's being a good what is it called? Interviewer, or what is the word I'm looking for? Host is to have people on the carry the show. Wait a minute. James Cross is late. Good golly.
The clock doesn't reset.
I'm going to put him on anyways. There we go. James is important. The Cross Man, the Fog Father. He's got all kinds of names. He's got several over in Madagascar we can't even pronounce. There you go. We talked a little about that. So there you go. All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. All right.
I think that's I don't think we have anybody else that has come on.
Wait a minute. There is so much. I saw the picture of his shop today that was online. He's got like 20 different tools. He needed another
those are
router?
Old router tables. Come on, man. You can't expect him to work on old router tables.
I understand.
All
right. That's good. Okay. That one's an excused absence, or at least an excused late. I'll give it to him. All right. Let's see.
By the way, these are going to be baby cages by next Saturday.
Wow. How do we know that?
How do you know that? Because I just told you I'm going to do it.
You're going to put babies in there, or there's babies coming, or what's going on?
Yeah. Well, no, I got babies. They're in the other. They're in the other cages over there.
I thought there was going to be hatchings or droppings or whatever you call them, birthings, man. Or All right.
The old one wasn't cutting it.
Oh, good Lord. It's a router, not a cutter. You're not using it right. If it was a saw table, then not cutting it would be a reason to replace it. But if it's a router, it's supposed to be routing it, not cutting it. Good golly.
Hey, James has a different. He has a very enlightened relationship with his tools, and they bend to his will.
Well, okay. All right. We'll let it go. We'll let that slide. So what did you say was it? Oh, the announcement was you're going to put me to bed on time.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to send you to bed.
All
so
right.
if you've got anything that you want to tell us, better get on it, because you're going to have a mob forcing you to go to bed. A mob. Look at it. I mean, the people in the chat were agreeing with me.
2 days. We've been like in the 60s here. It was awesome outside, but it's going to go down, and the high is going to be 36 tomorrow. Whoa. It's now like 38 degrees. It's below the high for tomorrow. And it's, 8:15 or 8:11 today, and it's below the high for tomorrow. So the weather is beautiful crazy. Rain out. There's, if there's anything about Cleveland weather you can count on, just wait 5 minutes, it'll change. I don't know. James needs to hammer to drive the nails.
Saying the wood begs to be nailed by James.
Okay. Oh, good Lord. Did I actually put that up? I'm really slow. All right. So where do you live, Klingon Warbird?
We're getting to know.
Guess who you are.
We figured out you look kind of like an axolotl, but don't know anything more about you.
Yes. All right. 15 gorgeous. Wait a minute. Let's see. Here it's snowing tomorrow. Yeah, it might snow by tomorrow morning. I might be snowed in. All right. Okay. Let's see. How do I get this off here?
Klingon Warbird's from Illinois. There's a hint.
All right. So Illinois isn't far away. It's 2 states over, like 5 hours to Chicago from here. I'm not gonna say the whole Blues Brothers thing. It's dark, but I'm not wearing sunglasses. So there we go. All right. Oh wow, this computer.
All right. Well, here you can give me an update. Are all of those mice? What kind of mice did you have?
Squirrels?
Oh yeah, the squirrels.
Micro squirrels.
Yeah, are they all gone?
They've been gone for like 6 months. Bill, where you been?
I
we
forget things.
Sold them to a rescue who came and picked them up and gave them to good homes.
Sean,
that was like Trouble with Tribbles, man. You see
I got so much stuff that I'm going through.
That Star Trek episode, The Trouble with Tribbles?
Yeah. You're lucky I remembered that you had micro squirrels. I don't got long-term memory with everything I'm stuffing in my brain.
Holy mackerel. That was your long-term memory you pulled out of your mouth, Bill, and shot across the room? No wonder they thought they needed to drill it in, and they probably put something in your head. You got a transmitter in there. We need to be careful what we say tonight, guys.
I got a lot going on.
Working for the enemies. He's got a secret transmitter in his head. Talking.
That's right.
Keeping all those PETA people entertained.
Because they want to keep track of what goes on a live YouTube.
So, you never know. They could always not know,
They don't want to be on YouTube.
Inquiring minds want to know.
They don't want cookies. All
right. All right. So for my perspective, announcements. I don't know.
What are you doing with your life?
I'm trying to. Work has doubled or tripled recently, and I got sick, so that made it worse. So all this nonsense that's going on, it's affecting me, but I can't exactly say how, but it's creating more work. I guess that means more work. What is it called? What is it? When you're needed more at work. What I'm trying to say? I'm tired. Security.
Does that mean
greater?
Are you salaried or do you get overtime? Does that mean a built-out chameleon room? Is that the benefit?
No money, salaried. That means more work, no money. And it's crazy, and that's just the way things are. And let's see. So I don't think I'm going to make it to Tinley, even though I've got a room for one night. I had a room for 4 nights and had to reduce it to one night. So we'll see. It's still a week away, 2 weeks away. We'll see if I just run over there and check it out for a night and come back. But all our cars seem to be going on the fritz.
All right. Two Turtle Tom's got a question. Bill, any thoughts about the recent import by One World Exotica? What kind of thoughts do you mean? There were none of my absolute favorite chameleons that came in. The 5G. I got the 6G.
Wow. 6th generation chip, Bill.
That's
right. That means they can make you do things instead of just listening.
I know. I'm supposed to like make other things do
it's
things.
It's AI all over again. You're going to.
Yeah, Two Turtle Tom. I didn't see a whole lot from that shipment. I did see the Brevicorn, and they look incredible. I did see some of other things, and they look really good. So, yeah, I'm just commentary on the species that came in. Any insights? Well, I did get the species list. It didn't have any of my shamrocks, so I was just going, yeah, whatever. But
those shamrocks in March. What the heck?
Well, just wait until
St. Patrick's Day is like 2 weeks away. Not even.
Well, just wait until there's another one coming in, and there should be some shamrocks there. And Stephanie got an Ankarami. That's right. Oh man, Stephanie, I need to see more pictures of that one. I saw the one where you're taking him out of the box, but I need to see him when he's really fired up and settled in. That's the Pink Panther.
I was going to say that's the Pink Panther, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, yeah.
Dun.
Oh, Speakle only had some pinworms. Eating well. Excellent.
Only had pinworms. That's great.
Oh, it is. I mean, that's easy. Pinworms are easy to deal with. And I've had to deal with coccidia in one of my shamrocks. And so.
Oh, man. Burn the house down, Bill. Move.
You know, it's amazing.
Cheaper that way.
Since I have just done this deep dive into parasites, I'm not scared of anything anymore. It's like coccidia, big deal. I mean, if I see it, I knock it out.
He who has such crazy ideas ends up, with the whole thing lit on fire.
I just knock it down whenever it comes up, and it's easy.
Wow.
I mean, it's amazing when you get your own microscope and you're doing all of this and you catch it when it's so small and it's just starting. It's like, no problem. And the shamrocks really bounce back pretty nicely. Although I will tell you, some of them, it's just like you think they're on death's door and they just stay on death's door for 6 months. And you're going, okay, today they're going to be dead. And then all of a sudden they're up in the branches looking at you saying, okay, feed me. It's like, what? So. Looks like intrigued by Brucessia. Looks like they brought in at least 4 species. Yeah, there was one that I hadn't seen before. I remember that. They are very cool. Can Brucessia be housed in a colony? Two Turtle Tom, if the cage is big enough. The problem is they are tolerant of each other, but they still will stress each other out. Ideally, you keep them separately.
Wow.
But if you have a large enough cage, they do tolerate each other. Now, the thing is, when we say they tolerate each other, the question is, do they truly tolerate each other, or are they just so subtle that we don't see the signs of stress? Because they really just stay still when you walk around, and so it's really hard to watch behaviors. So ideally, keep them separately. But if you are going to do a group, have a large cage, and don't keep them on the ground. They are low bush level creatures. This whole idea of them being on the ground, that's not what they do. That's a misconception in the chameleon world. They are in bushes, and actually theli can be way up high. So they should be treated kind of like just like normal chameleons. They're small, but just like normal chameleons. They are cool, and they're very popular. The thing is, you can't sell them for much, and they're not very reproductive. They do 2 eggs at a time, generally. And there's so many species, so I'm not going to make generalizations. Are Honelii bush dwellers? They are large bush dwellers. Yeah.
They need a little extra UVB, I've found. So,
Yeah. Brickessia generally they like dappled sunlight. They don't like so they don't like to doing a whole lot of basking.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Honelli are. I never say that the same way twice. Are
I know
big bush dwellers.
Used to call me McNeely. I had so many of them at one point, but there we go. They were not very long lived, even though they were most of them were. I don't know. There must be something we're missing in them, but there you go.
Yeah, and it just takes somebody to decide that they're going to work with them year after year after year, and be dedicated to it. And it's difficult to. I mean, I think there's so very few chameleon species that people will dedicate years after year after year towards. So anyway, I've chosen the shamrock chameleons, and I'm going to continue with them, and I'm going to cut down on the other species that I have, and just
my team of soon to be named unnamed chameleons are doing fairly well. They had a rough go of it this summer, had power loss for 3 or 4 days and everything else, but they seem to be brightening up and looking really pretty. So we'll see.
How long could you expect captive bred Honelli to live, Sean?
Up more than 5 years, I'm sure. But that's the trick of it.
Let's see. Nate ran into an issue with his Honelli recently. Seems to be on the up and up after adding much more hydration. Makes sense.
Yeah, they need a lot of hydration. It needs to not be like wet or damp. It needs to be damp for a little while, then dry out more than the other ones, because every fall and spring I had trouble with them because my basement gets a little more moist and stays more moist the fall and spring. When midsummer and all winter, my basement is affected by the air conditioning and the heat, so there's not as much water in it. So they did a little bit better in that period of time. But yes, they really did seem to like a lot more sun. But it wasn't for a long period of time. They would bask a little bit at 6 and then hide in the bottom. So what was my longest lived? I don't even remember. It's been too long. It was multiple years. It was probably around 5 or 6, I think. So we'll see. How about you, Bill? What's your longest lived ever have a Honelli? Amelia. I'm saying different too each time.
Good. Haven't really had that many, so I'm not a good person to ask. I think I had one for 5 years. Yeah, I'd say 5 years. But I think that was an extra long one. But that was the one that I just left outside, and literally just it was in a large, well-planted cage, and so I saw the little thing every now and then, but I just made sure it was watered, threw food in there, and yeah. So
that's the best plan.
Yeah, that's the best plan, but it's really hard to put together a care guide when I really didn't do anything. I just left it outside and I threw in food and water and just gave it an environment, and it took care of itself. So, yeah, I say take care of them like Jackson's, but there's still so much more that we could do to.
Yeah, I did, but you have to do a little bit more. You need to they don't tolerate as much moisture. They do need a little bit more sunlight. They need a little bit more cover, but a more open area. They don't need nearly as much. They don't even though Jacksons really don't need them as much heat, they don't tolerate high heats. So that's the difference there.
Yeah, but if you give them a big enough cage, you end up giving them everything.
Yeah, there you go.
choices. Jacksons make choices, and it. That is the best. That is the ideal chameleon husbandry. Is when you create a relatively large environment, set it up, and let the chameleon choose what they want. You can use that same environment for just about any species of chameleon, because they are choosing what they want and how long they
want to be in it.
Yeah. So that's the real secret to chameleon husbandry.
And you've noticed that 2x2x4, that's good.
That's great.
I mean, I kept them in 2x2x4s and like what was it, 2x2 or 2x18 by like 3 foot. So I remember what the dimensions are, but they did well in those. But 2x2x4, a 4x4 by 2,
2x2x4.
Yeah. So you could keep them in that. So it's as big as you want to let them have it.
And I had a huge plant in there that had this internal branches, and so it was bushy on the outside, and there was this huge labyrinth inside. So yeah, I just saw it when it was deciding to bask, and when it decided it was done with basking, I didn't see it at all. I put on crickets, and I just assumed he was taking care of himself.
I think you need a little air movement as well if you have them indoors. Air movement is important for everybody. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Any last questions for today? We didn't talk about very much, but I'm going to start protesting daylight savings time, on Sunday. So there we go.
So wait, Tutorial Tom, what chameleons do you have now? Do you have any? What is your chameleon situation?
He's got Hanelii, I think.
It is? Okay.
He's got a couple, maybe. I don't remember. One Hanelii. Okay. You're never going to get any more if you only have one, but Tom. They don't do that. What is that? Divide and whatever on their own. Yes.
All right. Yeah, we're coming into the middle of the hour, so we'll just say, does anybody else have any questions or comments before we kick Sean to the curb? He deserves.
All right, they're siblings, so they probably should be behaved the same, but like the same stuff, because there are definitely different areas of Kenya where Hanelii are, and the local and other locales makes a difference. So it's not just one.
How many injuries did Sean get from tripping over the gate last week? What the heck happened?
That was gone. 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
That was back when he had the little micro squirrels.
No, That wasn't that long ago. Good golly. I was 2 or 3 weeks ago. I went out to get the dogs from the outside because Jen let the dogs out, because that was the answer to that question. And I tripped over and I hit boom. I went boom. I was afraid to go to sleep.
Right, I was there for that.
But yes, I'm good, I think.
Jeez. All right then, Sean, be gone. Everybody, I'll see you on Saturday noon Pacific.
Next week, if you guys want to hear about some different topic or us prepare, let us know. Have a good night. Thanks for being here.
All right.